Hey guys, I just got out of Paddington 2. I don't remember if there's like a subtitle to that. But anyway, it's Paddington 2 and sequel to Paddington, which came out a few years back. And the first one I really enjoyed. It's one of those nice, relaxing family movies. You know, it's English, so it's a little more mellow than some of the American stuff, like say Alvin and the Chipmunks or something. This one is, about a little teddy bear, not a teddy bear, he's a real bear, but he looks like a teddy bear, and he comes to live with a family in London. And the first film is about him, learning to fit in London, which by this film, the second film, he's achieved that. And except everybody loves him in his neighborhood, except for like one neighbor who was helping the villain in the first movie. The first movie had Nicole Kidman as a villain. In this movie, we have Hugh Grant as a villain, which was interesting because I hadn't seen Hugh Grant in quite a while. But yeah, he's the villain in this movie, and he's like this actor who has kind of become, he's already in his declining years as far as fame and everything. He's doing dog food commercials and stuff like that. And he wants to have a big one-man show, but he doesn't really have any money right now. So he has moved in the neighborhood, and Paddington wants to get a birthday gift for his aunt who lives over, I want to say somewhere in South America, I think. And so he's trying to get jobs because he wants to raise money to buy this pop-up book from an antique shop. He still has that friend who runs the antique shop, and they have a pop-up book there all about London. And his aunt, who's a bear, who lives in, again, I think South America somewhere, she's always wanted to go to London, and she's already like about to have her 100th birthday or something like that. I don't know, 80th, I don't know, something like that. And so he's trying to get her this pop-up book, but it's very valuable, it's one of a kind and everything. Some famous artist made it. And when Hugh Grant's character finds out about the pop-up book, he wants it too, because apparently it's secretly a treasure map. So he tries to steal it from the antique shop, and Paddington sees him and tries to stop him, and Paddington ends up getting caught, and they assume that he stole the book, so Paddington goes to prison. So it's kind of like Muppets Most Wanted for a while there. You're cutting back and forth between the family trying to figure out who the real crook is, and Paddington, who, even though he saw the real crook, he didn't see who it was. Because as an actor, Hugh Grant, the character, he's like a master of disguise. So Paddington Bear is now in prison, this little tiny bear cub, and he's in this prison with all these hard criminals, and they've all got the stripes on their outfits, and they're all tough guys. It's classic prison here. And by the way, this is a live action movie, it's not an animated film, just Paddington, who is like CGI, but perfect CGI. I mean, nowadays they can make perfect CGI characters as long as they put the money into it, and this is one of those. These movies are fantastic. I don't care how you feel about the previous CGI things like Yogi Bear and the Chipmunks and all that. And I have personally, I'm not as harsh on those movies as other people, but I think a lot of people just see CGI characters in live action and immediately decide they're going to hate this movie. Well, you need to give this one a chance, because I know people who usually hate those movies, who love these Paddington movies. They're really good. If you remember Stuart Little, and I haven't seen Stuart Little in forever, but I remember it being pretty good. The first one, I don't know if I ever saw the second, but the first one was really good. I don't remember how good the CGI was, but this CGI is perfect. But it's sort of like that kind of tone. It's like a family movie. It's based on a children's book. It's, but it's fully entertaining for adults. This is totally, but that kind of tone in the sense that it's sort of a, easygoing English. That one wasn't English. Stuart Little's not English. I'm getting confusing now. Anyway, but just a relaxing children's movie that isn't just crazy. I mean, Paddington does get in some klutziness type things where disasters happen, and there is an action climax on the train tracks, and it's pretty intense. It's pretty cool. And the first film had its action climax too. But anyway, yeah, so getting back to the middle of it, he's in prison, and here's where we'll get into some spoilers. While he's in prison, of course, he ends up winning over the tough guy criminals by speaking to the cook in the prison, who just keeps making him this like porridge or something. And he has the cook try a marmalade sandwich, because Paddington is obsessed with marmalade sandwiches. And the cook just falls in love with it. And then everybody else starts to like bring up their recipe suggestions, and then before you know it, the whole like prison is transformed to this like happy place with like flowers, and like everybody's baking all these kinds of desserts and everything in the kitchen. It was a really hilarious and like amazing scene. That's one of the highlights of the movie, but this whole movie is just beautiful. If you've seen the first one, you know they get very artsy with it in like a very like pretty children's book kind of way. There are some of the scene transitions are like opening up dollhouses, or some of them are animated. It's really a gorgeous movie, and I think this one even is a step up from the previous one, which was gorgeous. You know, I love the previous one. I think this is an even better movie. I don't know. I just found it. I found Hugh Grant. Nicole Kidman was great in the first one. Hugh Grant really is entertaining in this one, and he has a lot of. He plays kind of like he's kind of lost it, you know. And do stick around during the credits because he has a big song and dance routine. It's really funny. Yeah, this movie really good. Very much recommend this movie. Now, yeah. Most of the people that are going to be in the theater with you are going to have kids and everything. It's going to be crazy. Or you could go during the day, which I used to do that a lot. This time I didn't get the chance. I slept late. It was a rough week, so I ended up sleeping late on the weekend and not getting as much done as I wanted. But so I wanted to come here like at 9 in the morning and be alone in the theater, but I ended up coming at like 6:30 p.m. and it was packed full of kids. But nobody was in my row, so that was good. It was a pretty packed theater except for my row, so that was cool. But yeah, I saw it at the Draft House, and I had a really good time. I really enjoyed it. You know, I was able to order some food and just have dinner and watch the movie. And this is a really good one, guys. This is a really good one if you like stuff like Winnie the Pooh, if you like stuff like Stuart Little, if you like just sweet, cute, very charming, and very eye candy kind of movies that are like, you know, like having somebody read a book to you. It's like that, you know, but not boring in any way if you think that's boring. I mean, it was just nice and sweet and relaxing, but there's a lot going on. It was interesting. It was funny. I do recommend it highly. That's about it for now. Okay, guys. Talk to you later.